We poured the concrete overlay on the second half as was required, went back to the first half, tore off the asphalt overlay, then poured the concrete overlay. And we did that 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, and I think we finished that maybe with 3 days to spare, which is not very many on a bridge reconstruction project. The other project we did this past summer, and it was in the Effingham area, and the state required us to work that one at night. We could not start before 8 o'clock at night, and we had to be off the highway at 8 o'clock in the morning. So that means in this particular instance, we had to produce asphalt out of our asphalt plant, so that crew had to work at night also. We also had to buy a substantial amount of ready-mix concrete, so we had to make arrangements, in advance with the ready-mix concrete producer that they were going to work in the daytime on their regular projects, and then they had to work at night on our project. That presents all kinds of problems, particularly for those issues we've already talked about: communication, supervision. In the middle of the night, where do you get a mechanic? Yeah. If you need to buy something in the middle of the night, you just can't run down to the local, hardware store because they're closed. And so you really do have to think well in advance to get everything there before 8 o'clock at night. Those types of projects, I think, are going to become more frequent in the future. We have a project that we're just beginning on Interstate 70 that we have bid it with the anticipation that we're probably going to be working 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, in order to get it done in the time that the state wants us to get it done. We have to have half of that project done by the 4th of July, and then we have to have the second half done by the end of October.
Well, it was so nice to talk to you, and we can spend more time, and maybe we can have you in another video program. But in 20 seconds, I may ask both of you to say one word for our students who may be graduating next year or this semester. What would you tell a student who is studying construction project management, ready to jump into the real world in a few months?
Well, probably first of all, good luck. It's an exciting field. There's always something new and something different going on. As somebody who's relatively new to this industry, you're always learning something new. I know when you get out of school you think you know everything, and you do. But don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to admit that you don't know. You'll learn a lot from people who've been around for a long time. Even if you're the manager, that doesn't mean, or the project manager, it doesn't mean you can't learn something from the people who've been out there. We have people who have worked for us longer than I've been alive, and they're a wealth of information. So tap into all your resources and just make sure everybody knows, communicate with them, everybody knows what's happening on the project, and make it a group effort.
I guess I would maybe approach it a little bit differently and say that in looking for your first job, I really truly believe that you need to choose a job that you think you will like to do. You're going to change jobs in all likelihood several times in your career, and you need to jump into a job that you're going to be enthusiastic about. I know probably all of your parents are going to be just like me and say, go out and get a job, you've got to have a job by tomorrow, that type of thing. But choose a job you think you want to do, that you're going to be enthusiastic about. Your employer is going to be looking for somebody that can carry them from level 1 to level 2, but that's going to be down the road. What they really want to see now is somebody that's eager to learn, that's enthusiastic, that can add to the organization, even a small amount at this point. And don't worry about where you're going to be 25 years from now. That's a crystal ball that is still way too cloudy for you to worry about.
Thank you very much for being